The black cat in front of him was frozen mid-air, like it had been caught in a spell. The man examined it closely and noticed that its eyes were still moving, just extremely slowly, at a speed of less than 100 frames per second. He picked the cat up and tossed it high into the air. It floated weightlessly, tumbling slowly, until he quickly caught it again and gave it a hard shake, trying to snap things back to normal. But just then, the lights in the room began flickering wildly without warning. Moments later, the man's body started to slowly sink into the floor. As he flailed around, the silverware floated up beside him. Within seconds, half his body had already vanished beneath the floorboards. He screamed for help, but his family couldn't hear a thing. As he sank further, his arms lost strength, and finally, he was completely swallowed up by the floor. It felt like he had glitched into a broken video game. Then, he fell through a hole, and the next moment, he was in the middle of a dense, prehistoric forest, still gripping his cup of coffee. He hadn't walked far before a group of ancient warriors suddenly began chasing him. On the verge of being caught, he frantically pulled out his phone and pretended to call the police. Surprisingly, the soldiers hesitated, clearly spooked. Seizing the moment, he turned and bolted, diving headfirst into a nearby cave, only to slip and plunge straight down from a high ledge. When he opened his eyes again, he was back in his kitchen. His family stared at him in disbelief, but he played it cool, casually looking around for his coffee pot, only to faint a moment later from dizziness. The man was an art restorer specializing in ancient paintings. Lately, though, something had felt off. He'd sink into his couch while sitting, or feel like he was falling through his bed at night. The strange sensations left him groggy and distracted at work. One day, he forgot to turn off the faucet, causing a flood in the studio. As he rushed to rescue a painting, he slipped and fell into the water. When he surfaced, he found himself in a completely unfamiliar lake.